Tariq had to say about Killer Mike making a comment that black people should go for land.
Well, you said that too.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on.
You said that too.
Can I? Killer Mike made a comment that we need to go for land. He pointed out how, you got people like Bill Gates, the richest man in the world, one of the richest men in the world. He's also trying to be the man with the most land. So you probably need to catch what's going on and know that you need to buy land.
So what Killer Mike is saying is the American dollar is not going to be worth anything soon, so you need to have land and not worry about money.
That's what I was saying. I'm not saying you should just go for land. I'm saying you need.
Well, he's saying land specifically.
Huh?
He's saying land specifically.
All right, let's see what he had to say.
Package that you have strong feelings about how the debt of reparations should be paid.
Damn.
You feel like it should be land.
Pull up.
Yeah.
Why do you feel like that's the answer?
I think it's a culmination of things, but I think that if you're not asking for land as a big part of that maybe you're off course. If Bill Gates, who makes all his money off microchips and computers, is now trying to be the largest landowner in the United States, if you want a good sense of where to find some food, follow a hungry dog. If Gates won't land, why aren't we 54% of all African Americans live in the South? We know that we were enslaved here. We know we built the economy of the South. We know we were the cornerstone of the South, said by Alexander Stephens, the vice president of the Confederacy, who Stevens County is named for, said the cornerstone of the Confederacy is slavery. So since the cornerstone of building this took us working for free, we deserve something. And what we deserve is land, and we deserve land grants like Dr. King asked for. We deserve to have government contracts that are 100 years in perpetuity for that land. So if corn need to be grown, we should be granted the land. We should be given the contracts to grow the corn. Why does that work? Because it keeps a dollar cycling, not only in our community, but the greater community. I would like to walk out of this, because I know you don't solve all the problems here, but I'd like to walk out knowing that if we don't deserve anything else, we deserve land, we deserve money, we deserve education. And the only other thing is, there has been, and I got to credit Yvette Cardinal for saying this, her and Antonio Moore, that without something in terms of...
They just put Antonio Moore just like, he's just a side. Like, they just treat him like an afterthought. It's always, and no disrespect to Yvette.
None at all.
But he's just always dismissed as the lesser.
He's a side character. He's the backup.
She's Batman and he's Robin.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that exists. A person with a bigger personality gonna be more at the forefront, but as far as the brain of it, they're equal in the situation. I think. Yvette just started her. She just released
ADOS.
Huh?
ADOS.
ADOS Advocacy Foundation.
Okay, yeah.
Where she has a board and all that stuff now. It's
with a white man.
60. It's a 7-people board right now, and I guess she's letting people apply to work for the foundation. Tone is not on it, so I think we kind of know what that's kind of saying about certain things.
He don't want to be Robin no more.
Perpetuity, without some monies, without some political policy, without some change, then it all equals nothing. So we need to push the line locally, like what's happening in California, because once one state makes them break the bank, then it's easier to repeat. But if you in Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, the Carolinas, Louisiana, Texas, you deserve your fair share.
Okay, comments starting a little bit now. Okay, somebody said Bass Reeves was Seminole Native American. You're right, Blade 3 trash, I told you.
Well, everybody got their opinion.
Trevor Noah. So what up, Kiefer? Trevor Noah is not funny. Henderson weren't with the Seminoles mixed with black slaves. Chocolate News on Comedy Central with David Allen Greer was the best black news we ever had.
Who?
Chocolate News with David Allen Greer. The dude who was on In Living Color and stuff.
Yeah, I know who Allen Greer is.
Okay. His stand-up was funny. Chocolate News was hilarious. But, okay, the land situation. Here's the thing. He's talking about getting contracts to grow food with the land that's owned by black people. But wouldn't that be tying your land and your ability to make money to the American government? Do you want to do that?
Well, first, let's talk about where the land gonna be, because we know right now the farming is a disaster.
Yeah, in the Midwest. So there'll be some sneaky shit they'll do and give you land that they know is not gonna be good,
fertile,
in the next coming years.
That's so you have to. When Tariq go into it and he talk about how they sabotage.
Yeah.
that would have been a great point for him to bring up. Well, they give us land, and then they try to give us the worst of the land.
Yeah. Now, before we get to that part, would you want black people's being able to monetize the land to be attached to the U.S. government or the U.S. economy in a sense?
Well, no, I think if black people were given the land, it would be how they treat the quote unquote Native Americans, where they can't have access to it.
I'm saying like he's asking for he's asking for contracts. So they give black people how much land, and they give certain black people contracts to grow corn and all those type of foods.
So he wants to be a worker.
See, that's what I'm saying.
No,
so
we don't want to be workers.
So do you want to be the farmers of the country?
No.
Do you want to be tied to the
No.
United States? Or do you just want the land and get the hell out of my way? Let me go do trades with other countries if I want to.
It's literally separatism.
Yeah.
Land building for yourself, not for the country.
So if black people was granted land, would you be a proponent?
Speaking for myself, some people may want to.
Would you be a proponent of doing deals with like Africa? I have to ask the question. Cause who you gonna do deals with? Would you be willing to supply Africa or other black countries throughout the Caribbean or South? Would you be willing to work in a trade deal with them, or would you rather do it with America?
Well, if we're thinking from a business mind state, we would have to say we'd be willing to do trade with anybody that we felt.
I'm asking you, out of those two,
why not both?
what you mean? You want to work with America?
It's a difference between you being, because you're describing us as being a sovereign nation, right?
You would
Let's
have
be
to
separate.
Yeah, if they give you reparations, you're going.
So then that means that you can trade with back and forth. You could be, but yes, you could also do trades with Africa and the diaspora.
But if you trade with America and that becomes your number one, you're not tied to their economy. So the more they fall, you're going to fall. That's what I'm saying. Do you want to be attached to this country for the next 20 years, 30 years, 40 years?
That's why you also trade with other people too, so that you.
If you do business with America, you're going to make the most money with them at the start. They're going to ask for a monopoly.
So you just want to only trade with Africa and other black countries.
Countries that might be, with your help, with Black America's help, you can make a profit in the long run. So it's either the now money or the later money. Now or later. Come on.
I say do both.
He won't. All right, let's listen to the rest of it.
Share of land.
What about everybody else? Y'all can give it up for that, of course. Yeah. What about everyone else? Are there any other thoughts, checks, land grants, free education? What is everybody else? What
I will say this.
I don't know who Van Jones is, or which one is Killer Mike or Van Jones.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Killer Mike.
Right,
I mean, Van Jones done packed on some weight.
Van got chunky, didn't
he? Yeah. Stop eating soy.
Soy
got you swole.
But okay, another thing we need to point out. What I'm about to say?
Another thing we need to point out.
Okay, you're gonna say what I just said. Oh, the land you damn, I forgot what I'm about to say. Fuck it.
What's in your minds about how reparations should be meted out?
Land is one aspect.
Oh, okay, got it now. Land. If you're a proponent of just land and you don't have any money, what are you gonna do with the land?
Well, if you don't got no money, you just got land, you're gonna start selling the land to get money.
You're gonna sell the land to get some money.
So that's why you need both.
Of it, in respect to my brother Mike, the thing is we don't just want land because they'll do what they're doing in Mississippi. There's a bunch of people who live in.
I didn't know that was Erika sitting next to him.
Erika Alexander. Yeah, y'all know Trevor got mad with me.
Yes,
not mad, not serious mad, but he got. He was picking at me because when I made a video about her on the Breakfast Club talking about reparations. She has a podcast. I don't know if she still got it, but she had a podcast where she was talking about reparations. And I put her and her ex. Was it a husband or boy? It was a husband.
Her husband.
I put her husband in
you
the
knew
thumbnail.
what you were doing with that
and
picture.
he said I'm doing something wrong. I can't help my husband look.
I did not say you were doing anything wrong. What I said
You said I was being nefarious, and I wasn't.
You were trying to portray a narrative that you wanted to be in the thumbnail. Let's just be honest about the situation.
I put a narrative with that's who her husband was. Like
her husband is a man that looks like he's pretty. I think he's biracial, and he looks like he's white.
So what I do wrong?
I didn't say you did anything wrong. I just said you knew what you were doing. You did know what you were doing.
I put her. All right, whatever.
In a city, but then they'll taint the water. They will do certain things like they do on certain Indian reservations. They will pollute the creeks things like that. So land is one option, but we need cash payments. And when we get the cash, we can buy whatever land we need.
I'll add, as an international human rights scholar, there's a legal definition for what reparations is. So under international law, reparations comes in 5 forms. So compensation or cash must be included.
I'm sorry, y'all. Land is where the wealth is. Food and minerals, gold, oil, cobalt, make the world go round. That's why I was saying, Travis, about doing deals with, other countries.
I didn't have a problem doing deals with other
I know
countries.
you didn't, Travis. I'm not painting a narrative on you. I'm just saying I was probably asked the question.
But I don't give a damn.
Regina Hare said, I heard about Antonio on the Zowat show first before I heard about Yvette. Yeah, I heard about, I found Yvette first because I just somehow bumped into a video of her when she was talking in an interview with Dr. Tommy Curry.
She also used to be with that, is he Jamaican?
Who?
He got that weird name.
Oh, the dude from,
He from the Caribbean.
with the thick glasses?
Yeah, and then we found out he was married to
Yeah,
who he married to.
the wife. He said, "Black love, I need money to be." He said, "We need reparations to get black love." I was like, "Damn." He said, "I can't be with a black woman unless I got
There ain't
reparations."
nothing worse than being with a broke black person. That's
No,
what
he's making a point that if as a black person, if you try to date another black person without reparations,
struggle love.
it's going to end. Like, we need reparations even to try to be together. And it was like, because he said something about his kid and wanting them to be black, their black culture, and people like, you should have got with a black woman.
Yeah, yeah. But Zoe used to, Antonio Moore and Zoe used to do a black love show.
Yeah, Antonio still did it until I don't know what happened to
came
Dash
along,
Radio.
and then the Dame Dash Radio had to.
I think it was right during COVID.
They were supposed to be updating the studio,
Yeah,
and
man.
then he just never got a studio and just started recording at home.
Hey, the owner, you own it now. You
Exactly.
own the studio. So, yeah, I knew about him. I knew about Yvette first, I think. But yeah, this land is your land. This land is my land, Regina. I'll take cash reparations and buy the land outside of America. Judgment is on this land. See,
Judgment is everywhere.
what up, KD? See, that's what I was thinking. KD.
Judgment is anywhere. It don't matter where you go. It's
I'm
on
not
you.
saying judgment. I'm thinking, do you want to be attached to this country?
Dude, no,
Hold on,
I don't.
Let me say this. When you talk about reparations and you talk about taking money, you know this economy ain't gonna be here forever. You talk about taking land, okay, what are we gonna do with this land? Are we gonna be with the country? Are we gonna do business within this country? Or are we gonna try to export or import stuff from other countries?
Why can't you do both?
Because America don't. You think America gonna let that happen?
Well, no, they gonna. First of all,
Who was-
we talking. We're being imaginary
Pie
right
in the
now.
sky. See, yeah, he don't believe, y'all. He don't believe.
No, I just know what the Bible says and predicts for us, and I'm just keeping it real. So, if
Good
we're gonna
book.
be in a fairy tale, being a pessimist, then we know that they're not gonna let us just sit here on land, give us money, and not do business with them. They're gonna be like,
No, they will let us do that. And my point is, if you try to do business with them, they're gonna want it to be a monopoly just with us.
they not gonna let us stay
Who
here
was
and
it?
give us
Was it
land.
Farrakhan who almost had a deal to do a farming deal with another country? And the United States said it ain't happening. I think it was Farrakhan.
Might have been.
It was either Gaddafi or some Middle Eastern country. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was Gaddafi.
Who tried to do a farming deal
I believe
with
so.
Farrakhan? Because I think they obviously both Muslim. He was trying to do a farming deal, and the United States government said that ain't happening. So that's what I'm saying. Give you reparations, it's gonna be go or stay. It ain't gonna be no both.
Yeah, we know you're gonna have to go.
American trades with everyone to stay on top. That's what I'm saying. So they're not gonna want you to be able to be them. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of stuff going on in Africa, as we know, and throughout the Caribbean. If American Negroes was given a whole, how much land you think they deserve? The 40 acres times, what is it, 30-some million people? That's whole states somebody to give to them. So you give that much land to those people, and they start going to these other countries like, hey, we got some farming, you want to buy some stuff, we got this, we don't want to buy this from you. People going to be like, yeah, we can do something with you. We can get the same thing from you and not have to deal with American government. we can get the stuff in America without dealing with American government. You a threat.
America not gonna let that happen.
Now you agree with me. So you can't do both.
I never did say I didn't agree with you.
You said do both, and I said it ain't working. Okay, he will move on. All right. Where's the link to the panel? I searched everywhere for it. Bro, Eastwood, you're back. We can't link this right now. We ain't got stuff together to bring people on. He want to get up and talk. We not ready for that yet, dog. We'll be and soon we'll get that together. Here was George talking shit. Travis talk on behalf of his handlers.
He said what?
Travis talk on behalf of his handlers. George, what the hell do you think Travis got handlers at? Oh, let's get back to this thing.
Included because that's one of the forms of reparations under international law. But there's also restitution, and that accounts for stolen land, stolen labor, stolen property, real or intellectual. So that's relevant in the entertainment space in terms of the cultural contributions of African Americans, right? The other form of reparations under international law is rehabilitation. So that can look like free medical care from birth to death, free education, free legal and trauma services. Then there's satisfaction, which accounts for more symbolic forms of reparations, like a formal apology, the taking down of Confederate monuments, and the erecting of statues.
What you think of that? I see you don't agree with that. What's going on?
Agree with what?
The monument stuff.
Erasing history so it can be forgotten?
Oh, so you have that mindset. I kind of agree with you.
It never happened. Where is the proof? Everything is taken down.
See, that's what I was thinking. A lot of these, it's mainly the left-leaning politicians and people that think of that ilk. They want to get rid of all the monuments and all this other stuff. And you go, wait, you're getting rid of this stuff, and in 10, 15 years, 20, 30 years, people going to ask, you're going to say something like, where's the proof that this happened? There's going to be no statues. It's going to be taken out of the books. It's not going to be public anymore. Do you really want that to be forgotten? I'm not saying I want the statues to be erected and exist, but it says something when you get rid of it all.
So, it never happened.
As a matter of fact, over in Europe, there was these statues of Black Pete and all these other statues of these black people.
Santa Pete.
Yeah. And these other statues of black people where the people there, the left-leaning people were saying, get rid of these statues. Like, wait, that's history.
Yeah, the history is still there.
Those people were there.
Yeah.
The fact that y'all took down tens of thousands of statues and there's still tens of thousands of statues still there, tell you how many people were there that look like that. But that's another point. Rosie said, please, no panels. Hey, I saw people, somebody was making a point. They don't like people to guest on other shows. Like, don't bring no guests on. I don't want to hear them. I want to hear you. I agree with Katie as well. This is Brandon. I want to get the hell out of here. We may have built the country, but infrastructure belongs to them. Only the Most High can get us reparations. Well on point.
Where y'all gonna go?
Well, it's not about where you're gonna go.
Judgment is just not on America. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is. But we get to that. Hold on.
That honor our ancestors, for instance. And then the last or the fifth form of reparations under international law is guarantees.
He one of them Negroes that want to stay here.
Oh, my bad, Eastwood. He said, I was talking about the link to the Revolt panel. I found this clip online, dog. You saw me looking for it earlier. I tried to look for the entire thing. I looked on the YouTube.
Well, it is on Revolt.
Yeah. I went to the website and stuff. I don't know. I'm being honest, I couldn't find it. It's probably somewhere up on the YouTube channel now or something. I don't know. But yeah, I found this clip on.
They didn't even promote it.
I think they did.
They did.
We don't watch TV.
Normally, it's promoted on YouTube too.
I guess we weren't lucky enough to get those ads. I guess I don't know.
Repetition. So that gets at more structural and institutional policy change. So my personal opinion is that you cannot call a reparations package reparations unless it includes all 5 of those forms. So it has to include cash, it has to include a check, it has to include restitution, it has to include rehabilitation, it has to include satisfaction, and it has to include guarantees of non-repetition.
They just all saying the same thing.
Yeah, they pretty much said the same thing.
I mean, come on.
I don't know. They really had no disagreement, except Killer Mike, I think, emphasized.
They didn't bring Candace on this year.
Candace tripping.
Oh, she had a baby. She probably couldn't make it.
Candace tripping. Like, I think she moved past trying to act like she actually give a fuck about any of that stuff. So
She own the bigger bags.
Yeah, she like, oh, I ain't got to grip that no more. I'm just moving on to something else. But yeah, it seemed like Killer Mike saying he focused more on land, but they all agreed that all of it is necessary.
If the white man is going after the land, then we should go after the land too. Because if y'all going to the moon, damn it, we going to the damn moon too. No, if they go to the damn moon, we close another damn sky so they don't come back.
So they try to see that light coming back.
We got space agents too. We
have a
shoot them
space
down.
force. The space force.
We got a space force, the Negro force.
Niggas will be in rockets with Dayton's on them, spinners and shit. Oh, that's wrong.
Track suits. That's for the older.
The old.
I wear track suits.
Ice Cube on not being able to do. I forgot to show this. Hold on. I'm sorry.